Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Alexa, good morning. Alexa, good morning. Well, looks like Alexa's being stubborn again. Okay, well, it is 6:11 on 8/19/2022. There are clouds in the sky. There was a cloud burst here 6 hours ago in Purumpertucky. There's still some remnants of the rain outside. Otherwise, it's a beautiful, clean, clear, crisp smelling day. Nice colors out there because of the clouds and the sun coming up over the mountains to the west, Mount Charleston, etc. Okay, so this is Thriving Warrior Career Services Department. This is the intergalactical headquarters for that. And we have one person on this morning so far. This is our intergalactical headquarters, and our job is to help you get from where you are to someplace better, from point A to point B. B is better. And we do that through these short little 10-minute-ish type videos every morning. We incorporate them as part of your day. Just make it part of your routine. Okay, Justin is there. Justin, I have a mission for you. You need to make sure Lionel is up and on the out for PT at 6:30 this morning. Please, you're going to have to wake him up in about 2 minutes so he can be ready for us to get out there and get him started the right way. Give him his orientation. And the other people left for work at 3:30. We work hard here. I am happy to report that had several good meetings yesterday. One was at the Catholic Church. And then we had Mike McDonald and Kevin, don't remember Kevin's last name, Kevin here. And we met, also came by was Bill Hochstetler, who ran for U.S. Senate, straight shooter. And then we met with County Commissioner Leo Blundo. It was a long day from about first meeting at 9 to getting back at about 6:30. So about 9 hours of intense. We went out to the Oasis and showed that. And I think it was very well received. Going out there today with one of the county's premier support organizations. So that should be good. Got a new student yesterday, Lionel. So that's good. And we are making progress. Progress results from change. Change is today's topic. And when Lionel showed up yesterday, I said, what is the definition of insanity? And he said, after thinking about it for a little while, he said, doing the same thing. The caravan starts doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you want to get from point A to point B, where B is better, obviously you have to change. You have to change. You can't keep doing the same things over and over. And I would submit the best way to change is to start by doing something radically different, very different, and simultaneously doing some small things. Changing your morning routine, getting out of bed, making your bed as soon as you get out of your bed. Getting in the shower, doing, just the little routines, the mini routines. I would say starting with those, make your cup of coffee. This happens to be tea. Otherwise, I'd be thanking Jeannie. for it. Do your little routines. Start by changing that, but make a radical change in your style and accept that in order for me to get to where I am, from where I am to where I want to be, I need to change. And I need to have a new destination. Where do I want to be? But I have to realize it's not the destination, it's the journey. It's the process of change that does it. It's the things that actually change. So a couple other things. Today's video is the gray. There is a link down below in the notes. Please make sure to subscribe to the video, but watch the little like stories of old thing of the gray, because it talks about our person today, which is Viktor Frankl, and it's about change. And one of the quotes in there is, paraphrasing it, is something like, when we cannot change our environment, our circumstances, when we're not able to change that, we're forced to change ourselves. So an example would be if you're in a concentration camp and you can't change that situation, then you have to change yourself to be able to adapt to that new environment. And if you can't adapt to the new environment, what Viktor Frankl observed as a professional, what he observed when he spent his 3 years in very difficult concentration camps in World War II in Germany, what he observed is if when people could not change, they either died or they committed suicide or they allowed themselves to be killed because they weren't able to change. They could not see a different future than they were. They had no meaning in their life. So, Viktor Frankl. Yesterday's TED Talk was Johann Hari. Everything we think we know about, everything you think you know about addiction is wrong, which is chemical hooks. That there's something in the drug that gets into our brain, releases neurotransmitters, and we are powerless over it. Does that sound like AA? Does it sound like alcohol? That there's something in the thing. So the no longer new, but not widely known, or not known as well as it should be known, belief, theory, is that it's not chemical hooks, it's your environment. And it's specifically its lack of social connections. So basically we have these neurotransmitters in us that are trying to make us do things that make us happy, one of which is dopamine, getting things done, making us feel better. Dopamine is released in a lot of ways, one of which is through alcohol, drugs, pornography, the things that become addictions. And it's an easy one, it's an easy go-to feel good, sex, drugs, rock and roll, neurotransmitter way to feel good. All you have to do is eat a piece of chocolate cake. All you have to do is drink some alcohol. All you have to do is take some drugs. And you're going to feel better. Versus endorphins, you got to go work out. You got to work out for a period of time. Serotonin, you have to do things to show status, to have status with people. You have to be able to buy the Gucci loafers or whatever it is, the Doc Martens. You have to have those things too, and they make you feel good. Or oxytocin, you actually have to spend time with people in order to release it. But dopamine is like, bam, all I have to do is that, take a hit, whatever, and I feel better. It's highly addicting though. So Johann Hari says it's not drinking is not the way to deal with addiction. It's connection. You need to have good social connections with people, because people that have addictions isolate. They're by themselves. Okay, so that's Johann Hari. Today, Viktor Frankl, through the little 15-minute thing, The Gray. There's some excellent quotes in there that you should write down, remember, put them in your little notebook. We are at 10:21. Again, the key thing is change. You have to change. You are not going to become the person you want to become if you do not change, if you're unwilling to change, if you say, well, that's who I am. Which most people do. And when you say that's who I am, think about it for a second and say, am I the person I was 10 years ago? No. Well, how am I different? And think of all the ways you're different than you were 10 years ago besides your physical appearance. Think about what you like to eat, what you like to listen to, the things you did, the clothes you wore, the tattoos that you thought were cool 10 years ago, the relationships you had 10 years ago, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, 10 years ago. Think about those things and think about them as for today. As, oh yeah, God, how could I ever like that person? Jesus, wow, crazy, man. Somebody should have shot me back then. And then think, do you really think that 10 years from now, you're going to be the same person you are today? That the things that you like today, you're going to like 10 years from now? The clothes that you wear are going to be the same? No. And if you really get down to it, every cell in our body, except for neurons, are replaced within about a 7-year period. So physically, other than in your brain, 0.0 cells in your body will be in your body 7 years from now. You will physically, literally be a different person. That's just how it works. So I keep hearing that somebody is in the main room. So I should have turned this off earlier. I will do it now. Hopefully, with our great Arlo. Well, I'll try to do it. Okay, we're at 12:42. Boom. What do we say there? Yesterday was the only easy day. Not today. Yesterday was the only easy day. Today I'm going to push myself just a little bit harder to do a little bit more today. I'm not going to compare myself to other people. I'm going to compare myself to who I was yesterday. Just try to do a little bit more. I'm going to become comfortable being uncomfortable. That is my default setting. Slightly hungry, slight muscle fatigue, slight amount of tiredness, slightly more interested in learning things. So compare yourself today to who you were yesterday. Slightly more curious. Let's talk about, that brings up Seth Godin. Sorry, boom. Clues that you might not be trying hard enough. You usually succeed. So Jordan Peterson talks about if you're always winning, you're not competing in the right class. You usually succeed. You rarely feel like an imposter. You already know what you need to know. You're confident it's going to work. So as Jordan Peterson says, you kind of need to dance on the edges, on your tiptoes. Sometimes you fail, and you should be competing with those where you lose sometimes. Maybe you lose all the time in the beginning, but once you figure out the game, you're going to win. Okay, boom. Navy SEAL. Yesterday was the only easy day. Good morning, people. We have several more people online, but it's time to go. So how about saying hello as I'm saying goodbye, and we will then see you tomorrow. Change is the key. You need the change. It's the journey. It's what you do when nobody's watching that counts. It's noticing yourself when nobody's around telling you what to do. What do you normally do? Those are the things you probably need to change. And cut. Okay, cut. Cut.